Hello, little butterflies. It has been, I don't even know how long. I'm not coming to you from outside because it is cold here in Houston. So I'm coming to you from inside. And we have this issue with our smoke alarms that we can't fix right now. So you're going to hear a little chirpity chirp. And it's not because we can ignore it because of whatever stereotypes. But yeah, so I wanted to thank you all for supporting me, for being there for me, for praying for me. Over the past few months, as most of you know, I'm still in school. I graduate prayerfully in May, and the semester's over, so I can breathe, right? So in that, um, I would like to say that this semester was hard, and it was harder than any semester yet. Um, but there's good news, right? I passed my classes, and I did so well, and I'm proud of myself. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Um, Saturday I had my first market, but not the first time going and setting up and selling my products. Um, and I was expecting to just sell, only talk to the people that came up to me and to my table. But, they got this smart idea to get all the vendors and all the artists up on that stage for 2 minutes and talk about us and our businesses. And the crazy part is, the night before, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to have to talk. I'll be good. Because everybody that knows me knows that I am very introverted and I don't like to claim it as much as I used to, because I use it as an excuse to be quiet and not talk to people. I found myself holding myself back from others because I felt like they didn't deserve to know me or deserve to hear me. And there was even a time, I think I talked about it before, where I tried my hardest to be a mute. And the crazy part is, a lot of people around me, they thought I was dumb. They thought I couldn't speak. They thought so many things because I did not talk. And when I did talk, it was like a little whisper to only a certain few people. Like for my husband, like I would lean over and say some things, and like nobody heard my voice. And then when we went to go order, I always had other people order for me because I didn't want to talk. And it's not because I didn't want to talk all the time. I just had a fear because, for one, I have issues with projecting my voice. So it's like pure hell having to repeat myself over and over and over and over again, right? But we're learning, we're growing, we're sharing, right? God would not have called me to deliver his word. He wouldn't have called me to speak to people, speak life into people, to pray for people. He wouldn't have called me to do all these things if he wanted me to hold my voice back from others. And there were so many times that I let the enemy come in and basically snatch my voice away. And this was during a time where I needed it. It wasn't around the time where I wasn't exercising my voice. It was around the time where I needed to exercise my voice. And I lost it. And along with it, like I've lost hearing at some points. I've had issues with eyesight at some points. Like the enemy has been trying me because of fear of all that I will accomplish. all that I will do when I'm walking in my purpose and walking in my calling, right? So yeah, back to the story. Saturday, I got up there on the stage. I was scared out of my mind because there's so many people looking at me and they're wanting to listen to me. There's Biscuit again. They wanted to listen to me. So I did talk about, my business. I didn't share all the things because if I could go on for days, right? But when I did, I tried to run off stage. Literally run off stage. I ran the first way. The guy that had the mic and gave it to me, he told me to go the other way. So I ran the opposite way. Because I have so much fear. Like when I talked, for whatever amount of time that I talked, I said everything in one breath. I didn't even take time to breathe because I needed to get out what I had to say so I could go back and sit down and be quiet. But how many times have I made it possible for, you know, the enemy to sneak through? A time where I could have been speaking, I could have been saying something that God needed me to say, and I chose to be quiet instead. Because I chose that people weren't good enough to hear me. Because I decided that I didn't want to speak. God gave you a voice for a reason. Even if your voice is that of a whisper, sometimes He uses people whose voices are as small as a whisper to minister the most deepest and intricate words that they can, the most powerful words that they can. And all that they can do is choose to be used. Who are we to decide that we're not going to say nothing to anybody because we don't want to, or because we feel they're not worthy? Like, who are we? It's crazy, right? Because so much time has passed where I really could have said something that would help the next person. I could have acknowledged their presence that would make them feel loved. But I chose to be selfish. And in the positions that God has me in, that's disobedience. And that's not to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not being prideful at all. Like, a lot of us have to realize that our voices carry weight. And if we hide behind being introverts and we choose to just be quiet instead of speaking when God is telling us to say something, there are so many things that could have been avoided that will begin to happen. Excuse me. I can't afford to continue to be out of alignment with God because of fear or because I have to repeat myself a few times, right? I have to use my voice. Whether that's speaking, whether that's singing, whether that's praying, whether that's preaching, whether that's affirming, whether that's exhorting. There are people who are waiting on my voice to unlock something. And it is selfish of me to decide that I won't do it. And I can't keep living like that. Regardless of what's going on in my life, regardless of how I think or what I think I should be doing instead. Because what I think doesn't matter. Where God needs me to be and where He's calling to be is where I should be. And if there's anybody who is listening to this and you've made the decision to do what you want to do, please, for the love of God, choose to be in alignment, choose to be in position. Because when you are not in position, the hell that you will have to travel through is not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, sometimes we don't trust the Holy Spirit within us, and we don't say the things that we should. We don't share the things that we should. And we feel it. We're like, probably should say this. And then we miss the opportunity because we hesitated instead of just being obedient and just doing. Sometimes we let our knowledge and our ability to overanalyze stop us from doing. Because we want to wait until everything is perfected, or we want to wait until it looks or sounds a certain way so that we can be accepted by people that will never accept us. People whose opinion of us has no weight in comparison to the opinion of God. Because what He believes and what He thinks of us is what matters. And it doesn't matter if everybody else is not on board with what He believes or what He says is. It doesn't matter if you go to speak the words that He told you to speak and nobody accepts it. Nobody that you know accepts it, because you don't know what is in their hearts. You don't know what part of them was unlocked by the words that you spoke, the words that God spoke through you. Let me be clear, because it's not you, it's not us. So yeah, I'm back. I'm not sure how often I will get on here and speak. I'm not sure what I will come on here and speak about, but I'm gonna let God decide. I realize I can't be afraid of this, the camera. I can't be afraid of people looking at me. I can't be afraid of being heard, because I have so much to say. Like, God didn't take me through what He took me through for me to be quiet and sit on it, right? Like, literally, the past, let's see, August to December, August, September, October, November, December. 5 months, the past 5 months, God has been doing a work, not only within me, but He has been providing for me, literally providing for me. People have been handing me money, sowing into me and my family, while we're sitting around going crazy because we're trying to find a job here, there, here, there, here, there, and it's not coming, and we don't understand what's going on or how this is going to happen and how that's going to get paid and da 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 da. But it keeps showing up because He keeps providing for us. And I've been holding on to that testimony out of one, embarrassment, because though I was doing something, I was in school, I was doing all the things, It's like, what is wrong with me that I can't find a job? And believe me, I've been looking for years. Like I've picked up jobs, I've worked at different places, but it's something about when God is telling you to do what He's telling you to do, when He's handed you something. Because this business that He's giving me, it's not something that just showed up out of nowhere. Like, He literally gave me this. And because it wasn't providing the income that I needed, I felt like I had to put it aside and try to find something else that would provide for me. When I could have just been getting provision straight from the source. When I was just listening to everybody else who's telling me, oh, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. But what did God tell me to do? Like, I've almost killed myself at one point because I'm listening to everybody else and what I should be doing instead of listening to what God is telling me to do. It became overwhelming. It became stressful. It became so many things that I could have avoided had I just kept my eyes and kept my mind stayed on the Lord. Because His thoughts of me is what matters. His will for my life is what matters, not what man says. They're not going to be my providers. They're not going to get me out of whatever situation I'm in when I'm in it. They can't do any of that. Don't let someone who is trying to condemn you or make you feel like you are nothing or make you feel like you're not good enough stop you from listening to what God told you. Their words are like water. It runs through and it dissipates, disappears. It dries up. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and be a butthole to people, okay? I'm not telling you to go out there and be like, well, I don't care what you say about me because this is who I am. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to move in wisdom and be who God called you to be, who God said that you are. Grow. Become a better person. Become a better version of you. And you will do that by not only spending time in your word, in His word, but spending time with Him, noticing all of Him, noticing when His presence is there. Like, yes, He's always with you, but there are some times where His presence is so obvious. And if you miss it, you miss Him. Don't miss Him. Don't miss Him. And don't use emotionalism as an excuse to miss Him. Because a lot of times we tend to use, oh, well, it's just music. I'm not going to be listening to this music because God ain't in it, because He wouldn't be doing all of this to get me to be with Him, or whatever excuse you tell yourself, right? There are so many times when God is present and we miss Him because we're so busy trying to decide how God will come to us. We're not accepting how He is coming to us because we're telling ourselves, oh, He only comes this way and He only does it this way, and we should only do this, that, and the third when He is here this way because this is what we know. Again, if the Lord wants to use a person who is not in their right mind on the street, not to say that everybody on the street is not in their right minds, hear me. If He wants to use a person that is not in their right mind to come to you through them, He will. He will use any and anything that he chooses to speak to you. And it's because he loves you, so that you should be honored that he would go that far just to speak to you. Because he can literally just come to you as himself. And then that would be even worse because you missed him when he was literally there. He didn't use anything else. He didn't use anybody else. Truth be told, he don't need you. He don't need me. He doesn't need to use anybody. He can literally do it himself. So let pride die. Let this feeling of I don't want to say specialness because we're special to him. But let this classism die. Let these titles die. Let your thoughts that you are higher than all of these people die. Because you were called to be used by him to speak to these people that you feel like aren't good enough, but he feels they are. Don't get caught treating his people like trash or casting his people aside because of your feelings and your thoughts. Because you think that you've arrived. Because you think that you're in this place where you're better than somebody else. Because you're better than nobody. We're all out here struggling. We're all out here trying to get to know him. Not just you. And remember that we all go through something. We're all going through something. Give grace to others and give yourself grace. Like I will keep saying this until the day that I die, because too many times we're not giving others grace. And I'm saying give them grace, but not make an excuse for their actions or for your actions. Because at the end of the day, we still got to be held accountable for the things that we say, the things that we do, and the things that we think. Because when it comes our time and we see him and he says, "What did you do?" What are you going to tell him? If he asks you why you did that, what are you going to tell them? Tell him. Don't get to a point where you're doing so much in his name that it's becoming things that you wanted to do and you're just putting it on him. Because there are also those who like to blame God for the terrible things that we do, which is crazy. Like we're killing people in his name. We're hurting people in his name. We're trying to destroy people in his name when he didn't tell you to do any of those things. Place your faith back in God. Stop judging those who you feel are not worthy. Stop casting aside those who you feel are not worthy. Because that person that you casted aside might be the person that God called you to help through some situations, to be there for them, to speak life into. Like, you know how, like, with the dry bones and God told him, speak life, yeah, that thing. Speak life into others as you would want them to do to you when you are in a place. When you are in that dark place, you would want somebody to speak life into you. And that speaking involves your voice that you are probably trying to hold back. It's not yours, though. It was a gift that was given to you for somebody else. Right. So, little butterfly, I want you to exercise that voice that God has given you and say the things that He's telling you to say. Now, if He's telling you to shut up, shut up. Like, be quiet. All right. Because on the other hand, there are those of us who are speaking too much. We're saying too much. We're using our mouths to speak words that are not godly. We're using our mouths to tear people down. Let's not do that. That's not what it's for. We're not here to curse anybody. We're not here to condemn anybody. We're not here to pass judgment. And that's different from making sound judgment. So don't go acting like you don't know what I'm talking about, because you do. But yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. And I hope God shows you something. I hope He comes and shows you something, and He teaches you a little bit something about you, and that it makes you feel that He loves you, but also that you need to change a little bit. And it's okay, because we all got to change a little bit. A lot bit. We got to change. We got to be better. We got to do better. We got to do what He's asking of us. Let's stop being disobedient. Let's walk in obedience. Let's have the joy of the Lord when we're doing it. Okay? All right. This is going on a lot. I love you. I will see you next time. I pray that your week is amazing and that you experience His love and joy, and that your family experiences the same, your friends experience the same. That because of your joy, that it becomes contagious and they experience the same thing because you chose to be obedient.